What is happening, folks? It's Jimmy G in the place to be, closing out the new year with the good, the bad, the awesome, where we review all things pop culture, mainly first reactions, unboxings of things like Star Wars, Transformers, anime, McFarlane figures, sprinkled in with other things. So if you like that, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And if you've been here before, thank you so much. So as we wrap up the year, we're also wrapping up our Combaticons from Magic Square. And now that we have our entire collection, we just wrapped up with Space Shuttle, let's form Bruticus. So let's get to our lab. We're going to put together Bruticus. We're going to compare the G1 and the IDW version and tell you which one I think I like the best. So let's do it. All right, people, it is the video we've been waiting for. Combaticons, we must form Bruticus. Bruticus is necessary. And so I have them all in vehicle modes. I have all of Bruticus's stuff over there, everything that you get. So now all we got to do is get these guys out of vehicle mode into combine mode. Now I have watched lots and lots and lots of videos on this, and I have already combined the IDW version, which we will show to show the differences between the two. Now this is not a video to kind of walk you through step by step in transforming these into combine mode. I will put links down below on how to do that. There are plenty of other people that do it a lot better than me, but I do have a couple pro tips here. So pro tip number 1 and 2 is these two. Much easier to get them in combine mode if you have them in robot mode already. In vehicle mode, it is still possible and things like that, but in robot mode, it's a lot easier to get them into the combined mode that they need to be in. The other pro tip we'll talk about a little bit later when it comes to putting this guy in combine mode. Thank you, Memo 224 Reviews. You saved my life on some things, but I will put some links down below about the people who have combined it. But what I'm going to do is I am going to, through the magic of video editing, get these into their individual figures that are combining right now. Sorry folks, looks like my mic cut out, so I'm going to see if I can remember what we were talking about here. But here are all the individual pieces in their combined mode form. And so we have, of course, we have good old Brawl, and you can kind of see, you got to kind of keep things tabbed together, but everything kind of matches. You got that back part, and we got Swindle. Swindle's a little bit different because you do have to kind of pull stuff together, but then the most difficult one was Vortex, and here he is, the right arm. This, you have to, I would suggest doing this in robot mode. And then we do have Onslaught, another one we should do in robot mode. Both of these, do these combiner modes in robot mode. It would be much easier. That's my opinion. And of course, Blast Off, very easy to do. But here they are. And then we got the pants, and this is, we're getting ready, going to put it all together. And so the hardest, like I said again, was Vortex and Onslaught. But let's get this all combined. And here he is combined. It is Bruticus. Bruticus. All the Combaticons combined into one. Now, you're going to see some video of me combining him, just kind of picture in picture, putting it together. Just a few things that are a little tough when you go to combine him. First of all, legs, pretty easy. Now, the tough part is right here on Swindle. You have to lift the grill and the grate up of this Jeep, and so you got to kind of pull it apart a little bit, get that slid in there and get it slid back in. It's a little wonky, but you can get it done. This is probably the easiest limb to put on right here. This as well is the second easiest limb to put on, just the first hardest to get into combine mode. It just slides on. This one right here, it is very tight and it's in there good. And then Onslaught, he just kind of fits in there, he's all just stuck in there. But I had trouble if these don't line up right, you know, all the way right here. There's little pegs right there that puts that head in. You're in trouble. And it took me a little bit to get that done, but there he is. But let's bring in his IDW counterpart. Boom, there they are together. Which one do you like better? I love the clean look here with the gray, the angular, very cool look here. But G1 Classic just looks amazing. I mean, some differences you can see. The face, you got the thicker antennas versus the thinner, bigger eyes on that. Then of course the gray faceplate and a little bit more detail in the crotch, whereas this you have the colorful not faceplate, chest plate. Then you have the colored legs here, whereas you have the gray there. The other big difference is the gun is a darker gray for the IDW one, and then of course the feet are going to be gray versus color matched over here. But let's turn him to the side so you can kind of get a good side profile look. Well, there you go. Everything else looks just about the same. And let's do this right here. You can see this has color match where this is gray here too for the treads on the back. Now for a combiner, this thing is extremely sturdy. And I did this with this one right here where I put them together on this one here. But this is an extremely sturdy combiner. And from a height standpoint, this is my phone compared to these guys. And so very nice, very good size for legend scales. So but let's get into a little bit of articulation. And so you do have the head, which does move up and down, and let's pop this camera in a little bit closer, pop it up. So you got the head moves up and down, and then and it does move side to side too as well. So you got that all the way 360. Arm, you do have a 360 on the arm. It does scoot out like so, and then you have the bend on the arm too as well. So 90-degree bend on that. So you got those. You have the fingers that fing. You have the twist here at the elbow, and then you have the fingers. They're all on different joints, except for it's a two-jointed it's a two-jointed system on the fingers, and then the wrist you can well, nope, you can't twist, but hey, what are you gonna do? So, and then from a waist, you have the swivel, and it does swivel 360. And then you do have for the leg, this is what's amazing, is you can get this baby up here. Good, boom. You can Jean-Claude Van Damme that all day long. And then you have more than a 90-degree bend on that there. You can go all the way up and go pretty far back too as well. On this, you got to just kind of scoot that and then get that going up a little bit more. But yeah, let's get those skirts back down. And then the leg, you have a bit of an ankle rock, and then you have where this does pull out a little bit, so you can kind of get that up and down. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Let me pull that up and down, up and down. Sorry about that, folks. And then as well as you can pull this up and make them taller if you want for the knees there. So, but that's mainly so you can really get him in some dynamic poses if you want. And so I like to keep that down like that, like that. I think it looks cleaner, looks better on that. So, but that is his articulation. IDW, same articulation, so no difference there at all on that. And then, yeah, you do have an ab crunch. Sorry, I meant to show you that too as well. But let's do this. Let's compare the G1 one with some other bots. So here he is compared to some other Legend scale figures. We got Magic Square's Menasor, New Age's Omega Supreme, and Magic Square's Sideswipe. So you can kind of see just from a size standpoint where he fits in that scale with Legend scale figures. Let me pull in just a chug line here, and this is Armada Megatron here from Hasbro, so you can kind of see just a little bit from that scale. So he doesn't scale well, of course. He's going to scale well better with Legend scale. Now, I did get the largest Legend scale figure I've seen made, which is the Metroplex one. I can't wait to do that one. But Bruticus, he is awesome. He is so cool. He's one of my favorite combiners that are out there. Now, I do have Magic Square's Devastator. I haven't done a review on that one yet, as well as New Age's Devastator and Lucky Cat's Devastator. So I'm going to have a Devastator battle coming up soon. But this is how he scales with others. So let's get back together for some of my final thoughts around Bruticus. So my final thoughts on Bruticus, or I think he's called Lord of War for Magic Square. First of all, shout out to all the different videos, and I'm going to put a link down below of all the videos that help me out with the combination, with the transformation, with all of it. So those you'll check out down below. So that way you can look at it too, and maybe it'll help you. So first of all, let's bring in G1 Bruticus. There he is. Beauty. And then we have IDW Bruticus. They're both beautiful, aren't they? Both sweet, both awesome. Amazing, amazing posability. I love the G1 reproduction and the IDW version. They both look really, really good. They have really good articulation, and yeah, they're just super amazing looking. My only cons are it's a pain in the butt to combine, and it's a pain in the butt to kind of make sure you have them all transformed. Like Vortex, holy cow, there was a lot of steps into that. And pro tip, like I said, just make sure you're in robot mode before you get them into arm mode. I think that's a lot easier to do. Some people may disagree. Some people may think vehicle mode is a lot easier. I think robot mode is a lot easier. Onslaught, definitely robot mode is a lot easier for combination, for getting them into combine mode. But lining things up, making sure everything in Magic Square, everything has to be precise and put together, and so that's kind of a tough thing. But I'm telling you, for a combiner, this thing, it's tight. It is tight. You're not gonna get things loose or anything on this guy. So it is tight as a turtle on this thing, and just looks great, and scales well with the Legend scale, and I think you would be pleased with. Now, which one's my favorite? I'm going to give the nod to the G1 version, because I grew up with G1, and I think it looks good, it looks clean, it looks awesome. Now, it's a very close call, because the IDW one looks just as good, and looks really, really great. Now, the individual bots for Bruticus, like the Combaticons, IDW takes the cake just for Swindle having the gray face. G1, I don't know what's going on there. Give him a gray face. But from a Bruticus standpoint, I'm gonna have to go with that. My only other con is I wish he had a bear weapon. I know it's accurate and things like that to the show, but I wish, you always think, like, if you're a big old robot, you should have a big old gun to go with that. Now, I've seen people use like New Age and Magic Square Shockwave and have him holding that. So I think that might be something I might do in the future. But on a scale of good, bad, awesome, these are very, 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 very more than meets the eye awesome. And I think you would be very, very happy to get them. Now, I would just recommend ordering these overseas. So because you're going to pay, you got 5 of them, anywhere from $30 to $50 for each one. So I think 30, 60, 150. So you're going to pay about $200, $250 for a full set. Whereas if you order him in the States, you're going to probably double that. So, but beautiful, beautiful combiner in a legend size. I got nothing more to say about it. I think it looks amazing. I think you'll love it too. So with that, I am done. In the meantime, y'all remember, stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.